Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network. Hi, this is Amit Doshi, and I wanted to thank each and every one of our listeners. It's been 2 years since I founded IVM, and it's been an amazing 2 years. We wanted to learn a little bit more about who is listening to our shows, and so we put together a short survey. The survey is anonymous, and we aren't going to be collecting any personal information. I would really appreciate it if you could take a couple of minutes out of your day and go to ivmpodcast.com/survey and fill it out. Thanks, and please keep listening.
You're listening to TFG Football.
Hello and welcome everyone. Here we are. It's football time. Let's talk. Let's get you all the action that's happening in Indian football. Now, before we preview 3 matches that we have today. Yes, today is not the weekend, but it's the weekday, and we have
midweek fixtures boring होता है.
हाँ.
Why? Sort this out यार. हो जा कुछ बोलो इन लोग को.
Yeah, थोड़ा interesting बोलो. Interesting हो सकता है. Churchill is playing East Bengal. You never know. You never know. Bagan को हराया. Now the reason why Nikhil is here, I mean he's always there. Aaj physically he's also here. Kevin is traveling to Pune to watch the DSK versus Aizawl action.
To cover.
Yes, and both. It's understandable, yaar. ऐसा क्या? And he might also get some action, for you listeners out there as well. So keep an eye. We shall get you something interesting from there as well. But let's move ahead. Before we, as I said, before we preview the 3 matches, we have some news that emerged out yesterday. The big one out of that was Chennaiyin FC coach Marco Materazzi, the Italian legend, as you may want to call him, has parted ways with the team, and so he will no more be with the ISL team. Nikhil, you want to say something about this?
Yeah, it's okay. I guess they must have gone for a 3-year or a 5-year contract. Maximum 3 year, I guess. 5 year bhi nahi hoga. So they have not stated any reason, but this could be the reason that 3-year contract must have ended, and he must have opted out to go. Second thing is, we know that the league is, there will be one league in some time, maybe next year or next to next year. It has to happen. So budget cutting bhi ho sakta hai, because Materazzi is not cheap. He will charge bomb. So on those lines,
it's actually not budget cutting. I think what is happening is that Zico, Materazzi, everybody came here because it was a short time assignment.
Yeah.
Okay, you come here for 3 months, you earn a lot of money, then you go away. But you need at a club which is actually contributing to football development in India, which is actually part of the ecosystem. You need somebody who commits long term. And I'm sorry, Zico talked about, we should be here all season. We should develop and bring out Indian talent and all that stuff. The moment he heard the next ISL is going to be full season, he, completely dropped out of the system. And same thing Materazzi is doing. And same thing will happen with a lot of these so-called stars who come here when it's a 2-month thing and have a problem coming here when it becomes an actual league and demands a full participation from them. So I say good riddance. Okay, I don't think Marco Materazzi is a better coach than Khalid Jamil, but I may be wrong. It's debatable. But we need somebody who's here all year. Yeah. We need somebody who commits to living here for 3 years at least, and not just go away the moment the tournament ends in December.
Yeah,
but it's good for brand image, I mean, having.
But it's not all about brand image.
Yeah, I understand.
By now you should. By now people should know that you're here to contribute to the Indian football system.
Yeah, I'm buying your point.
Not just be there as a brand for 2 months.
Oja, I'm taking your point into consideration. But the thing is that when he was here in ISL for 3 years, it was good for in terms of coverage, in terms of international media. So in that terms, ठीक है हो गया इतना coverage is enough.
Yeah. So now it's time.
Now you have to seriously think about Indian football and go ahead. And if he's not.
Oh, by the way, the other issue is that I'm not even sure if Marco Materazzi has a pro license.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Yeah. So obviously he's not eligible to coach.
So you're talking from one league point of view. So.
Yeah, it's one league. If it's a real league, it has to follow AFC regulations, and AFC regulation says you have to have a coach with pro license. So Zico actually did qualify in that, but a lot of existing coaches don't. Maybe Jamil, maybe Sanjay Sen, Morgan, I think, has a pro license. Yeah, Materazzi doesn't.
Yeah.
So,
I think this would be the
they're
final, this going down to real business, it will be finally we see Indian coaches in ISL. Period. Because they know the conditions. You could see more of them. Because otherwise it won't sustain.
Yeah.
How will you know? The coach will take a lot of time, probably the whole season, to adjust and then think about the team. So that's going to be crazy. Now, since you're talking about ISL, another news is that the draft system might just make a comeback. So Chiranjit, what is that? What are your take on that?
Okay, so like these all very professional clubs who are so good and so much better than all the clubs that came before, they can't handle their own transfers.
Yeah.
They cannot go out and sign players and like have man-to-man talks with them and get them in. They depend on these high-profile agents who basically rip them off. Like Gregory Arnolin, I'll cite as an example. What he gets playing second division football in Portugal or whatever country he was playing in before, he got like 3-4 times the money playing in ISL. Okay, so that is like inflation, like out of control, and that is simply because all these ISL teams don't have a proper scouting network. They don't have international connections. They don't know how to go out there and actually work it out by themselves and bring a player to this country. So they just ended up relying on a limited number of agents who completely ripped them off, which got their budgets out of control. And 3 years into the whole thing, they realized, okay, we got to cut the budget, and they don't want to reduce the number of foreigners. They will have to some extent. Like you can't have 10 foreigners in the squad. So it's part of the budget cutting measure. But what is the byproduct of this, return to the whole infantile draft system? It's that the player loses the choice. Right? The player cannot say that, hey, I am going to be with this team. I will not go with that team despite they're giving me more money. But if I go with this team which is giving me less money, I might get to play more matches there. That is a decision players almost consciously take. Okay, money is a big deal, but it's not everything. They want to find exposure. They want to get more game time. They want to make it to the national team. A lot of factors are in there. But when you have a draft system, the player has no decision. Like clubs can just pick and choose out of a list. So you are taking all that all that rational decision-making capacity away from the player. So that's
but this is not a confirmed news, right?
It's not a confirmed news.
Okay.
But it's more likely going to happen because we've been hearing about this for a while now.
Okay. But I'll tell you what, things behind if you can read between the lines, it actually says that one league is not, it won't be happening very soon then. It will be. Why?
So, see, what's happening is that we're hearing rumors of a new team from Gujarat coming in. We're going to see, most probably East Bengal, Mohun Bagan and Bengaluru FC also come in. So it's going to be like 11, 12 teams in 2017-18 season, the 5-month season we're hearing about. So the whole existing structure will be shaken up.
Okay.
Right now, what it was that the players would do a 2-month contract with an ISL team, then do a 6-month contract with an I-League team, and everybody was happy because they could share the players. It's no longer going to be the case. So even the Indian players will have a huge increase in their asking price because the ISL teams and I-League teams will be fighting over them. Okay, so every club will have to bear the brunt of increased player prices because now they can't share them. They'll have to sign them for full season. It's mandatory now. So this is a attempt on the league's part to control that price as well. They don't want the ISL teams to be hit with that sudden increase and lose sight of their budget. So all of it seems very silly, but this is happening. If they're going to do it, who's going to stop them? Yeah.
Well, a lot of things happen and nothing's in our control. Only the ones sitting on the top can do things. Now, moving on, let's come back to I-League. The news is that the Derby second leg might be held in Siliguri. Chiranjeev.
It was on cards.
I don't think you'll be a happy person, but with this.
But it was on cards. No? Which other ground can sustain?
It was the wish of most Mohun Bagan fans to have it in Cuttack. Because Cuttack is a Mohun Bagan town. It's got a good stadium in Baravati. But what happened was that the rent was apparently too high for Mohun Bagan officials, and they realized like
for the
Siliguri is
National
much
Club
cheaper.
of India, the rent is
Yeah.
high.
100-year-old legacy
Yeah,
club.
the rent is high. they apparently what they have to do is to like get Rabindra Sarovar approved, but 90% chance that's not going to happen.
Okay.
It'll become a security situation, so they will just fall back to Siliguri, which is unfortunate because you have to realize at some point. Look, we are in a title race against East Bengal, right? And you want to take as much advantage as you can because the derby may end up being a title-defining encounter.
Yeah.
So why? It's your home match. Why would you go to a town where which is completely overrun by East Bengal fans?
Yeah.
Like you will be the minority in the ground. Some more fans will get up. Violent incidents that happened, in the surrounding district. Even like the buses of fans traveling from Kolkata were attacked. Why are you creating this like utter security situation all over again? So everybody who will be traveling will go there with a risk, which is complete bullshit, like irresponsible on the official's part. If Mohun Bagan did it in Cuttack Baravati, they may have had to, spend some more money, but all this problem would go away.
Okay, so it
wasn't easier travel from.
It's again East Bengal home.
Yeah, it's going to be basically another East Bengal home game.
Yeah.
Well, I hope the officials of Mohun Bagan are listening to you right now. Now, the other news from East Bengal is that Mehtab Hossain has helped a Mohun Bagan fan with his daughter's treatment cost. Now, Chiranjeev, I think this would be news only in Kolkata, right? I mean, only for East Bengal and Mohun Bagan fans.
Well, I think it's significant because the whole thing came out a couple of days ago. The father, who is a long time Mohun Bagan fan, he has a daughter, 6-year-old daughter who has had double kidney failure, and he doesn't have the money to treat him. So he made an online appeal, and East Bengal fans took it up. They made it viral.
Okay.
They came forward and helped in their own way, the way they could. Mohun Bagan fans also chipped in. But then Mehtab Hossain heard about it, and he came forward and donated a large sum of money towards that treatment. So it kind of shows this is not the first time we've had cancer treatment of Mohun Bagan and East Bengal fans in the past, where both club officials came out and helped.
Okay.
So this is just like one nice angle to this. That in the ground they fight around the derby. And no derby happens without a few punches being thrown on either side.
But humanity still exists.
When these kind of things happen, the two supporter groups do come together and help people. And
at the end of the day, it's the fans who go violent, right? At the end of the day, the players only play the 90 minutes out there.
but they come together and help each other out there. So that's a redeeming factor.
Yeah. After you kill some, you make some, right? Make some up for it. Now, finally, let's get down to preview business. And the first match that we could talk about is East Bengal. Of course, the Churchill brothers taking on East Bengal. Now, how does this look like? We are kind of, we've underestimated Churchill a lot right now, and they've given like a crazy surprise. But here, considering they're traveling to East Bengal, how does that look like? Chiranjeev?
I think Churchill's luck is about to run out.
Okay.
And I so want them to at least get a point out of this. So want them to put up a fight like they did against Mohun Bagan, like they did against Bengaluru FC.
Then DSK.
But DSK as well. But it just seems like the win they got against Mohun Bagan was a bit scrappy. Defensive mistakes that happened. I just don't see Bukenya and Anam Mandal do similar kind of mistakes. Okay. It's gonna be a tight game. Wolf will be pressing. Chroma will be, putting forward those passes. Paul Lindo is a pretty good, winger in that regard. But just the sheer physicality of the East Bengal midfield and defense, it's like the perfect antidote for the Churchill attack. And they're just gonna have, their forward line is gonna have a full field day as well, and it's actually better functioning than Mohun Bagan's at the moment. So I just don't see Churchill brothers getting a point out of this at all. I would love to be proved wrong here.
Okay, so there are still many injury scare for East Bengal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
but it's not that the key positions are still there. Even if you don't have Plaza and Wedson coming and playing, still have Robin Singh up there. You'll still have others. Christopher Payne scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
In Lajong, and now he's back home. So of course, I don't think they have that much to worry about in this department, because seriously, Churchill's defense is not the biggest thing out there.
Yeah.
Okay, East Bengal can take that on. It's about stopping their attack. And I just think like the kind of runs that Wolf was making through the middle, he can't do that against East Bengal. It's a much thicker midfield. It's a much more physical defense out there. Buchanan will stop him immediately.
Yeah.
Paul Lindo will go up against Rahul Baker, and he's going to be there, just neutralized.
But worry about those free kicks by Brandon.
Yeah,
he has an knack to put
then again, East Bengal also have enough free kick specialists out there. It just seems like a proper title contender going off against a team that has found some wind in their sail, but it's in the away game. East Bengal won easily.
Okay.
So it's tough to hope that in the home game they will falter. But let's see how it goes.
Yeah, this would be a challenge for Churchill brothers if they can hold on, nothing like it. Moving ahead, there are 2 matches at 7. The first one we talk about is DSK taking on Aizawl. Now, Aizawl, a team that's in form, just like East Bengal is. Here again, favouring Aizawl won't be wrong, right?
Yeah. I have a feeling DSK will be the one to stop Aizawl now.
Okay.
It's gonna be the after a couple of bad results, DSK shooting back, simply because Dave Rogers as a tactician is a proper rival of Khalid Jamil, and it's away. Aizawl FC are not as signaling away from home as they are in their hometown. So we'll see. This is probably marquee game that's going to happen for the likes of Chante or Pradhan or Shane. So I'm fingers crossed. I'm totally backing DSK Shivaji NC. Aizawl FC have had a pretty good run, but I have always said like at some point they're going to falter and drop a few points, and maybe this is one of those games.
During the start of the season, Khalid said that my first job is to avoid relegation. He has already done that.
Yeah.
Whatever I get beyond this is bonus. So he'll be playing like a free-flowing football. Whatever he wants to experiment, he will experiment because he's completely out of that relegation zone.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Out of relegation zone. Sorry, he's sitting in the second place. There is no question about relegation.
Yeah. So he might pull out some cards, from his hat. जो अपने को पता नहीं अब तक.
Yeah.
It's a good match to watch, definitely.
But right now, I think he will have a very different kind of situation to deal with, which he has not done before.
Okay.
He's a legitimate title contender.
Yeah.
Okay, because just see if Mohun Bagan have like 2 matches against Bengaluru FC and 2 matches in the Northeast left. It's very hard for them to actually go ahead and win this league at this point.
Yeah, and then the derby as well.
And East Bengal, and the derby of there. What if the derby is a draw? What if East Bengal drop a point here or there?
Yeah.
So then suddenly Aizawl FC, by virtue of playing all these tough games already, come to the fore.
Yeah.
They might just like if the next 3-4 rounds go their way and they get lucky, there might just be an opening for them to take the title. And I'm pretty sure Khalid Jamil ke head mein ye chal raha hai abhi.
Yeah, definitely.
That what if?
Yeah.
So the pressure will now be on him to get 3 points. 1 point is no longer okay. The expectations are rising, and he will have to rise to those expectations. The game has completely changed. It's no longer about relegation. It's no longer about having a honorable finish in the table. It's about going for the title right now. Yeah. And if Aizawl FC don't go for the title, it will be a historical mistake. Because it is about to happen. They are almost like guaranteed to get relegated. The only thing that can change that is that if they win the league.
Yes.
And we just had the Aizawl FC owner coming up and making statements like, you don't realize how vast the Aizawl FC fan base is. We got like hundreds and thousands of people in US, Malaysia.
I saw that post.
Yeah. And so many Mizos live in Bangladesh as well. They also follow the club.
Yeah.
It's become an identity representative of Mizos all over the world. And that market is still untapped. Those people are not getting shirts. Those people are not getting proper ways to watch this legally, paying for the stream or whatever it is. That can be tapped, and ISL can use it. ISL can benefit from it. Northeast United do not have that reach.
Yeah.
Okay, that kind of, this is mine. That kind of identification will not there for Northeast United as long as Aizawl FC exists. And if they somehow win the league, all the previous calculations go out of the window. Now they're playing in ACL next season. How can you relegate them?
Yes.
Right? How can you just have a national league without champions?
Exactly.
So it's imperative. It's a survival battle. And nobody could have given them a chance when the season started. But what if they can make it to the top division next season? What if they can win?
Before the season started, I thought Mumbai FC will do this. Anyways, moving on.
Well, here's a story of we have our own story of a Leicester City and Claudio Neri, right? Brewing.
Yeah, what if it happens?
Yeah,
what
exactly. If? Yeah. Well, finally, the last match to talk about is Minerva Punjab taking on Shillong Lajong. Here, who do we give? Shillong, right?
Yeah, I think so. Minerva Punjab sort of looked out of sorts against Bengaluru FC, and Shillong Lajong, although they lost to East Bengal, I think those are mistakes that they can correct easily. And Sangboy Singto, being the eagle-eyed tactician he is, he will identify those mistakes and correct them. And it's very much possible that Shillong Lajong will go all out. They will have no reservations playing against a team like Minerva Punjab. And we can easily class them as overwhelming favourites.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they'll probably get more fans than Minerva Punjab in the stadium later tonight.
That's always the case, it looks like. Well, that's all, folks, for today. I think if I had to pick, the two interesting matches would be, if Churchill managed to give a fight, then that would be interesting. Or else it looks like DSK and Aizawl would be the great pick, to watch the match. But we'll bring you all the action, live updates on our website, thefangarage.com. If you're listening to our show on YouTube, hit the like, share, subscribe to our channel. Also hit the bell icon so you get updates of our new episode. You can also listen to our show on Audioboom, SoundCloud, iTunes, and various other podcasting apps. Also download IVM podcast on
Android and
iTunes. Yeah, one more line for me to say, damn it. But yeah, we have to do that. And you can also follow us on Twitter. Chiranjit, that's Chiranjit Oja, 42 Nikhil, Boza _Kevin. I'm on Twitter, Sujan Matthew 94. As I said, get onto our website, thefangarage.com, for everything you need to know about Indian football. Have a great day. Enjoy the match. Cheers.
Hey man, just help me out, man. I need some podcast, man. I haven't had a fix in a week. Just need some.
Don't you worry about it. I got podcasts galore for you, man. Just go to ivmpodcast.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Thanks, man. I'm gonna check it out.